If this mock draft situation happened in real life, I think Bills fans would be calling for the job of Brandon Beane immediately. But Bills fans, before I get into that and much more in this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss another Smitty Talks Bills video. And also in the comment section down below, let me know how long you've been a fan of the Buffalo Bills. We're not going to waste any of your guys' time. Let's get straight into the video. So last night, Benjamin Solak posted on his X account 7 days out from the NFL draft, and he gave his mock draft. Now, one thing that you guys will notice immediately off rip is the Bills are not picking at pick 26. They're picking at pick 22, trading up with the Los Angeles Chargers. And as you guys see in this trade, Benjamin Solak has the Bills trading up 4 spots for Denzel Boston. Now, if you guys have not watched this channel over the course of this offseason, I'm not the biggest Denzel Boston guy. I think many of Bills fans would agree with me on that sentiment. He's a big-bodied receiver, yes, of course, but he can't create separation, and he's essentially just a Keon Coleman 2.0. And the worst part about this trade-up for the Buffalo Bills is there going to be guys like Casey Concepcion, who's going at 31 to the Patriots. So not only are the Bills trading up in a year where they already don't have a lot of draft picks because we gave away our second-round pick for DJ Moore. So not only are we trading up for Denzel Boston, but we're letting Casey Concepcion fall down behind us and land with the New England Patriots, who stay put at pick 31. This would be disastrous for the Buffalo Bills if this situation were to happen. But just so you guys fully understand why I'm so upset about, if this were to come to fruition, let's take a look at both Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion so that you guys can see just how ridiculous it would be for the Buffalo Bills to trade up for Denzel Boston and let Casey Concepcion fall behind us. So stick to the motto. Denzel Boston is ranked as our 21st best player in the NFL draft and the 5th ranked wide receiver. Of note, he's behind Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, Jordyn Tyson, and Casey Concepcion. When you look at his NFL comparison from Stick to the Model, but they also get this from, obviously other sources. His NFL comparison is Keon Coleman with similar physicality, so that's already off to a rough start. Comparable to Zay Flowers, which would be a good player, but also Cedric Tillman and Jalen McMillan, who have definitely not panned out so far in the NFL. And the Bills guys on X, they pointed out about like a couple months ago that Denzel Boston reminds them of like a budget Matt Collins, and I could not agree more. And while Matt Collins was a very solid wide receiver 3 for the Buffalo Bills, you wouldn't take Matt Collins in the first round of the NFL draft when you have a guy like Casey Concepcion on the board. And of note, Denzel Boston cannot really run routes that fantastically. He does run block, which is a reason why I think the Bills could be interested in him. However, he does not get a lot of separation. And you guys know that Josh Allen had said it himself. The wide receivers that he has worked best with are guys that they don't have to be the fastest, they don't have to be the tallest, but they get open in space. Guys like Cole Beasley, who the Bills had for a couple of years back in the early 20s. He was phenomenal with Josh Allen at quarterback. Even when Josh Allen wasn't fully the MVP level quarterback that he is today, Cole Beasley, just his ability to get open and Josh Allen's ability to find guys open in space. That's why Cole Beasley was such a great receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs, he got open all the time. That's why he was so phenomenal for the Buffalo Bills. You guys see that guys like Keon Coleman and Gabe Davis, they are very inconsistent in their production because of the fact that Josh Allen, maybe he just doesn't trust jump ball wide receivers, or maybe he just isn't the best at knowing how to throw those routes against guys who are just jump ball wide receivers. We already have a Keon Coleman. We don't need a Keon Coleman 2.0 and Denzel Boston. We'll take a look at his stats over his college career. So in 2024, he had 813 yards and 8 touchdowns as a freshman, and last year 786 yards and 7 touchdowns. But I want to make note that last year, 58 receptions on 85 targets. Not great for Denzel Boston. But let's now get into Casey Concepcion. So the consensus has him as the 21st best player in the NFL draft, ranked as wide receiver 4, whereas Stick to the Model has him ranked as the 16th best player in the NFL draft, but still wide receiver 4 behind Tate, Mekhi Lemon, and Jordyn Tyson. But when you take a look at Casey Concepcion and his strengths, he's an elite route runner who creates separation with crisp movement against man and zone, high-level football IQ to find soft spots and coverage, explosive playmaker in space with outstanding yak ability, versatile skill set, opens playbook with screens, jet sweeps, and motion, 4.46 verified speed creates legitimate deep threat, dangerous punt returner with 2 touchdowns in 2025, attacks blind spots of cover 3 and bail technique corners, transitions quickly from a receiver to a runner. This guy is literally the Buffalo Bills' dream. He can get open in space. He has high IQ to get open. He can find a soft spot in zone coverage. He's good on those screen routes with you, which you guys know that Joe Brady absolutely loves. He's a great punt returner. You guys know Khalil Shakir has been the punt returner at times for the Bills over the last couple seasons. Have a guy Casey Concepcion who can step in and be that punt returner, be an even better one than Khalil Shakir. Absolutely phenomenal work. Now his weaknesses, he is 5'11", but I've gone over this in videos before. Stephon Diggs is 5'11" or 6 foot. He's also a short wide receiver, but he's still phenomenal for the Bills. So the height doesn't concern me too much. What does concern me is he does have a lot of drop issues. I believe he had 19 over the course of his college career, which is obviously not great. You hate to see that from Casey Concepcion. But if you could fix those focus drops, you have a very good ball player. And even if you can't get him the ball as that wide receiver one boundary guy, you have DJ Moore for that now. You can use Casey Concepcion in a versatile package where you don't have to get him, trying to catch deep balls over cornerbacks. He can just get open in space. I promise you the drops will not be that big of a deal. And as for his NFL comparison, Jordyn Addison with similar route running prowess and speed over the middle. West Coast offense fit as dynamic rack threat. I know a lot of Bills fans over the course of the offseason wanted the Bills to look at Jordyn Addison in a potential trade with the Minnesota Vikings. So we'd be getting Casey Concepcion, who's basically a better version of Jordyn Addison if all things go well. I'll take a look at his stats over his college career. Last year, in 2023, he had a good year at NC State, 814 yards and 10 touchdowns. 2024, don't really know what happened. He played in 12 games, but I can tell you guys for a certainty, I was watching some of his game film. The QB at NC State was absolutely horrendous, so his drop in stats in his sophomore year, not really to be a surprise. But last year, 816 yards with 5 touchdowns. Like I said, the drops were a big issue for Casey Concepcion last year and over the course of his college career. But still, he's a very solid player. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think that this would be a doomsday scenario for the Buffalo Bills if they were to trade up for Denzel Boston with Casey Concepcion on the board? Or are you guys a fan of Denzel Boston? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But next up, and most importantly, Jordyn Tyson's Pro Day did end up happening today. And over 20 NFL teams, including multiple GMs, attended the personal workout, including the Buffalo Bills. Now, Jordyn Tyson is a very fascinating player because he could go as high as 9 to the Kansas City Chiefs, or he could fall all the way to the second round. And the reason for that is because of his injury history. He's had major injuries over the last 4 years, and this most recent one being a hamstring injury, which has hindered him for months, and he's just now healthy enough to participate in a personal workout today. But when you take a look at Jordyn Tyson's stats, Stick to the Model has him as the number 7 best player in the NFL draft and the number 1 wide receiver. And me personally, I definitely do agree that he should be the consensus wide receiver 1 in all of the NFL draft. The only problem is his injury history. You're going to see his strengths. Elite route running with advanced release techniques, timing, and body control. Create separation through footwork and angles. Exceptional ball skills with excellent body control and hang time. He's absolutely phenomenal. Wins above the rim in contested situations despite average size. 67% contested catch rate 2024 demonstrates reliable hands. If you guys are not aware, a 50% contested catch rate is elite. He had a 67% contested catch rate in 2024. So he's an absolutely phenomenal player. Like I said, his injury history is a very big concern. Knee injury in 2022, missed all of 2023. He had a collarbone injury in 2024, and then most recently in 2025, he had that hamstring injury. So, Jordyn Tyson, very, very intriguing player. His NFL comparison is Keenan Allen with similar route running nuance, body control, and ability to win from multiple alignments. Like Allen, Tyson's game is built on technique and timing rather than blazing speed, which fits that Josh Allen mold for a wide receiver absolutely perfectly, and it's Buffalo Bills offense perfectly. When we take a look at his stats, in his sophomore year in 2024 at ASU, he had 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns in his first year back after missing all of 2023. And then in 2025, he came back, played in 3 less games, but still had 729 yards and 8 touchdowns. So Jordyn Tyson should be the consensus of wide receiver 1, in my opinion. He's absolutely phenomenal at that wide receiver position. So Bills fans, if Jordyn Tyson is able to fall down to pick 26, I think the Bills have to sprint to the podium to select him. What they should not be doing is trading up to get Denzel Boston in the NFL draft. But Bills fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on all 3 of those wide receivers. If the Bills do end up taking a receiver in the first round of the NFL draft, and in later videos heading into the draft, We are only 6 days away. So we have just a couple of videos left to make on the NFL draft topic. We're going to get into who I think the Bills will select in the first round and where I think that the Bills' best interest would be in that first round of the NFL draft. Let me know your thoughts on all 3 receivers in the comment section down below. Again, if you have made it this far into the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss another video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.